For the first time in the history of our sport, the NASCAR Cup Series will hit the streets for the Grant Park 220. And Saturday was practice and qualifying for the NASCAR Cup Series, and we caught up with Chase Elliott and Kevin Harvick, who spoke on how technical this racetrack will be on Sunday.
Getting a good flow. I think that's the most important piece of road racing for me, is just trying to get in a good flow. And even when tracks are awkward and kind of choppy like this one is a little bit, there is still a flow to be had, and I think you have to find that rhythm.
Verifying the pace, putting the brake markers into your head, memorizing the racetrack. Still, for an old guy like me, you still have to. It takes me a few more laps to memorize exactly which corner I'm coming up onto next. So really just repetition and memorizing everything is the most important thing in the first 50 minutes.
Now, obviously, both of these drivers will have a lot of work to do on Sunday. They both had issues during qualifying and will drop to the rear of the field for the start of the race. The Toyotas, however, found speed on this street course. Leading that charge was the driver of the number 11, Denny Hamlin, who spoke on how much of a mind game Sunday's race will be for these drivers.
I think it's just going to be one of the most mentally taxing races that we have, because there's just no room for error. I mean, it's you try to gain a little, foot here and there, and you end up tagging the wall. So I think it's going to be survival, and I think you're going to have great restarts.
Hamlin will have the best seat in the house for the drop of the green flag, and while drivers are mentioning how big of a challenge this will be, there is a positivity and an excitement level out of the garage. Corey LaJoie and Ryan Flores on this week's episode of Stacking Pennies mentioned that the whole entire industry has been fired up for the excitement of this race.
My socks have been knocked off. Not literally, but figuratively knocked off. Land here, drive in, and just the entire city is almost revolving around this NASCAR race, street race this week. I can't believe they pulled it off.
I can't.
Full transparency. Like, holy moly. Like, look at how many streets are shut down, and it's actually like a pretty racy track.
And people are like excited about it.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like people are like, this is dumb. Like, it's one of the coolest things I've ever been a part of. I told everybody this is my 17th year travel, and I think this is one of the most excited times I've been coming to an event, to get to, just be a part of it.
Now, we are obviously monitoring the weather conditions here in Chicago, but be sure and stick with NASCAR as we have updates throughout the day.